Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Wednesday. We're still doing the Apollo Justice. We're just also doing a Phoenix Story in the process. So yeah, things happen because of the Pokemon Direct, but we're getting around to doing it. I've almost got the things sorted. I'm just doing a few extra stuff. Basically, we're almost ready because I found a Pokemon that apparently can be done. Now, normally I use Pokemon in game, and technically this is an in-game Pokemon. It's Goodra, Hasui Goodra. So, we're playing a little bit of a thing here. Let me go and do the rest of the prep up on stream, and then we'll go do the match. Alright. 3. I think I'll use on Curse. Oh. Alright. So there's a few things I need to do before we're actually properly ready. So I need to go to Medali. Here it is. And change it to Steel type. And then I also need to Hyper Train, and then we're good to go. We'll do the solo run, then we'll just go from there. Alright. I brought Steel type. And I would like to change this Goodra. Alright. That's just such a people I heard people say about this raid, so. Drone setup. Next up is we need to go to Montana. Montefera, sorry. Montefera. Alright, we have a few battle caps, so I'll just Hyper Train the full thing. Alright. I'll use the gold. There we go. I found where it is beforehand, so I'll also make sure it's working. I'll do that. And I can't remember where I found it. Oh, here it is. You can get there quicker for Lepencia. Alright. If I prepped it all ahead of time, we've been good. But it was just getting the Goodra to evolve was the problem. Alright. Okay, maybe not this way. Oh, there it is. Alright. We'll go alone. Alright. Here we go. I believe you just need to use curse so many times here. At least until our attack's up in full. You do not care for that. Let's use curse. Oh, we should probably sharp out when we get into the terrestrialized form. First the key in. Just going to keep using amnesia, isn't it? Oh, we gotta do the start of the game. Come on, let's start again. I don't think this time you can just go to the full yards. Wait, that was another fan. Uh-oh, I think I effed up. Let me use protect here. I think we're good. Yeah, we should be good now. Let's drop 2 more speed. Yeah, we're good. I think we're good at the attack now. Alright. We need to terrestrialize here first. So let's try a Gyro Ball. I think it's worse I run out of Gyro Balls. If this is still a lot of damage, we'll slow down. We'll slow ourselves down again. Yeah, we're gonna need this. Damage isn't a lot. Oh, cheer. Alright. Let's try Jarble now. Oh, that's some damage. Oh, I get how to do this now. Jabber's meant to break the shield, then the rest is just attack. Just as force you break it. Oh. Oh no! I saw a scary face. Stop scary facing it. Alright. Got an iron fist 9. Got an head. How much damage have you done? That's a decent amount. From this might actually catch. That was my catch up here. I'm nosing Venusaur's health. I'm nosing the timer. If I can get those 2 attacks in quick enough, we're great. I think we're good. No! With the Soul Stopper! No! Okay, I think I got it. I think I've got it. Also, that helped that there was a scary face there. So close, yet so far. Right, so the idea is Ironhead at the early stage. Then once the stats reset, protect, and start applying curse. Intimidate, it's fine. We could do it again. Alright. That's what I was looking for. Protect. There we go. So ability should be back up and running. Yes. Now full curse here. Oh, right. Silk Cypher's also going to help. Okay. Let's do 2 more. Alright. Now it should be max attack. You just had him to attack. There we go. Now it's time to get release the gyro balls. Alright. I mean, it's not gonna work. We'll start with going all out afterwards as well. Like, see after we see our damage. No, we don't even need it. Alright. Here we go. Decent chunk of damage. This definitely breaks the shield. It's poison, which doesn't matter much. Oh yeah, we've well got this now. And there's the stuff gone. A lot more better. Now I know what I have to do with the raid. And we'll keep Phoenix running the Pokeball. I do know that there's a charge on the Blastoise one. We'll skip the charge circuit before I did that. Beat the Blastoise one down the line. a little very annoying that mess up. Anyway, we're done. We're done with this one. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to Apollo's Justice and we'll go we'll finish it off. Because we're busy at the last part of the game. Alright. Save. Right, I'll see you in a bit. I'm gonna set up Apollo Justice now. Alright, we're all back. So for anyone who was wondering what we did last podcast, we did mostly at the Phoenix, right? Investigation. And we did Phoenix Wright's trial. And then we're doing some investigation for the Mason system. So essentially we're close to the game, so I did not anticipate this Mason system was going to be longer than I thought. But let's do it. Our next location in this point was still in the past. Because we cannot do anything in the present. At the current point of time. We must go to the past. To the detention center. "7 years ago, detention center, visitor's room. What strange sight do mine eyes behold?" Excuse me? "Two men on either side of a single transparent plane. Yet the same figure fit have switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fix walks freely, while the innocent languish within these glass confines. There's been no proof that I forced anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits! And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano and a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? Shooting the magnificent grammary for one. Who pulled that trigger? Valent? Or his partner Sack? His partner finds before the answer could be found. I'm going to get to the... I'm going to get any closer to the truth. This is the place to start. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear, and he never even touched it. Glory's spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. You're feeling what? Sakurumori killed Magniful. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been public's opinion takes on it. I grow tired of my cage. And the time for my release is near. I must go prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away. As long as an audience awaits with bated breath, there will be fun. And also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magniful's repertoire is mine. Balance Grummery has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Falland. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obliged to follow Magniful's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Sakurumori followed them. Let us not speak of any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magniful had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? A trick up his sleeve? Perhaps you don't know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. But a Makatama can reveal all. I didn't think it would be that easy. The audience must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. Trick up his sleeve. I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading to from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world, that's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mother was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish, his life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess is it was a matter of life or death. Hard to explain. Your troupe lives in a world of showmanship. Flashier, the better. And flashier so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. You have proof of this danger, then show it. Try this. Why, that's one of ours. Specifically designed for your shoes, I got her. A single bullet. One shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Falland. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Sack and Falland's quick draw shoot him. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot him cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course. What other reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my fascinating foreign friend. Tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks up with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this show, so it was. What have I met? Yes. Does it excite you to know you stand at a crucial moment in your quest? Yeah, it does. Sort of. Then you never make it on stage. You're not fit to be a magician. Give it up. Arg! I hadn't actually been considering that as a career option. I'm sure you'll find something else to while away at the time. I figured the bullet hit. There's two. But that's the locker. Zach Grammer's wife. And Tracy's mother. Alyssa. I believe her name was... Alakazar! But how could you say that? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Teresa was at the greatest risk of being shot. And this clearly shows how much danger she was in. Rip that page. Now I see that everything has been set up. Also, I would present force evidence to the court. Alright, think about it. I've got two options. Trilogy Army's performance was very, very popular. Okay, we got it right. So popular, they even made a commemorable stamp at the height of your fame. We were not merely the latest craze, we were an age. A golden age. It's all here in the stamp. There's Felicia, yes? Tracy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I don't know! A part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our Trilogy was a world upon itself. Our leader, Magnifo, was so inclined. He could hide anything he wishes with ease. But Mr. Wright? Then he would have committed a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a greatest foundation for blackmail. Valen's got a point. One of the Trilogy members died in an accident, and Magnifo covered it up. His innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close! There has to be something. But how Felicia's death could affect Saka and Valen's relationship with Magnifo. See in your eyes, you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Felicia's accident tied your hand completely. It's going to take a little knowledge of the player to crack this. Players to crack this one. The accident death of Zack's wife ties both your hands, and this information proves why Magnifo has so much power over you. Oh. It wasn't a question of who shot Felicia. Felicia herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zach Grammer's wife, Tracy's mother, and Magnifo's Grammer's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. That wasn't the key to Magnifo's power over you. I don't know what is. It was an accident! Some high birds are in the detention center! And the rabbits! Who let this man have birds and rabbits in here? There's no proof. None at all. But Thracia went missing. Bless them, Mr. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. If ours was a complex family. You mean Trupe Grammary? The master, Magnifical Grammary, his only daughter, and his 2 disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into the flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was. An accident. Second Felon's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight towards that beautiful body on stage. Have a good night, hope you're having a good day. And then crash, sing, pow, into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullet stole Thrasia's life, we shall never know the answer. Thracia disappeared from our lives, and Zack was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, Magnifical, his daughter. That led to blackmail, I take it. It's all part of parcel and of the darkness that comes when the curtains fall. Oh yeah, we did the things already. Hisui Gudra, Erbling, with a little protect and stuff like that. Easy read. If you know what you're doing, I guess. Why did Magnifical Grammary try to cover up the accident? It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was a critical time for Trupe Grammary. A passing of the torch from Magnifical to Second Felon. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Alessia's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was none. What do you mean? In time, myself and Zack, but we could no longer oppose Magnifical's wishes. Magnifical forced us to perform his art for his benefit. You see, I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing. But then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes of True Grammary, that's for sure. Does Tracy know? She was not told. Naturally. Who would want to know that her father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dread up old memories, but that has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifical's slayer, as you think. True. After that accident, there was one thing who came sniffing, quite persistently. Sorry, there's one who came sniffing quite persistently. A reporter? He calls himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him looking around the dressing room doing his research. Who happened to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I have forgotten. But in the course of his interview, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I like him not. I see. His name? I do not recall. But his scent, the cloying aroma mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Right? You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I had begun to... Yep. I had begun to notice a dark curtain hanging over Tripe Grammary. I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trilogy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned. The newsman, I never learned who that was at the time. Oh, I got a pretty good idea who it is now. That smile and that sickly sweat and sweet smell of mint. The last floss-thin thread connecting Sack Grammary to this world. Sooner or later, I had to track him down. Well, that's the past done. Now, it's the present. Oh. I believe we'll go to Drew Studio. Present day, Drew Studio. Eh? Well, what do we have here? Speak of the guy, here he is. Remember me? Of course I remember you. Journalist meets ex-attorney in bar. End quote. Can I ask what you're doing here? Mr. Mishin was poisoned and his daughter... Oh yes, I know. Oh, I know, yes. It's caused me no end of grief, to be honest. Journalist wishes he tracked down Kiss just got a little quicker. End quote. Were you on the trail of this Kiss the whole time? Zach Grammary was a good friend. Zach said something to that fact back at the Borscht Bowl Club. What a character! What a man! If a little... No, a lot. No. Extremely rough around the edges. You think I can ask you a few questions? Oh, you serious? I mean, I'm usually the interviewer, not the interviewee. Journalists ask questions. No, other way around. End quote. Fine, shoot. I don't care. People have been asking me all sorts of things lately. It was a tragic what happened to Drew Mishiman's daughter. Forgery is a serious crime, and they pay the price. You know what really did them in, though, didn't you? Don't you? Yes, a forged diary page. The night I interviewed him. I found out something about Mr. Mishiman I hadn't known. What's that? You know, he always felt like he was being watched. Every day for 7 years. Walls have ears, potatoes have eyes, end quote. Being watched? You mean he felt guilty? No, I'm not talking about feelings here. No, I felt watched too. The whole time I've been, on this case, no less. Journalist gets tingling sensation on back of neck. Freaks out, end quote. Because you felt guilty? Why would I feel guilty? You felt like you were being watched, huh? Wonder what it all means. I met Zach Furtick at Kiss, actually. You mean the shooting of Magnafell Grammary? No, before that. It's not widely known. You mean the accident during the quick draw shooting practice. My, you're well informed. You should have seen me back then. I dug up quite the scoop. I wanted it all. Money, fame, women, a little puppy. All for me. I was younger then, and my days and nights smelled of fresher mint than they do now. Alan Grammary didn't mention one particular noisy reporter. In fact, I was on close speaking terms with Magnafell Grammary at the time. I knew his daughter too, of course. Frasia, was it? Really? That Frasia disappeared. Quite suddenly at that. And Magnafell wouldn't say a word about it. Yeah, my evil habits got the better of me. Journalists catch a scent of a scoop. It's on feeding frenzy, end quote. Set up a one-on-one interview with Fresia's husband. See? Sacramari. Something strange was in the air over at Troupe Grammary in those days. Oh, screwing mentor controlling the evil scene started by then, I'm guessing. Fresia, she was part of it all, right? Come on, you can tell me. Off the record. Sorry, I don't know. Anyway, I keep trying and eventually became friends with Sack. Sure, he punched me once or twice. Or 5 times. But over time, he came to see me as his confidant. But Trilogy felt like he was being watched. And you along with him. Sure it wasn't just nerves? Nerves? No, it's nothing so mundane. I stopped paying attention to my nerves a long time ago. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Sack Ramen got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me, he completely vanished from the courtroom. And for 7 years, talks to no one, not a soul. And just as the remaining time was almost up, he contacted me in order to have this made. Then he dies. Starting to put the pieces together, are we? And you were being watched this whole time? Maybe not just me. Maybe you were too. Me? He's been waiting this whole time. 7 years, eh? Waiting? For his big comeback, of course. A big revival of the Magnaville miracles. Of course, it was all a dream. Because of this. The performance rights. In the absence of any official document, he was golden. Who's to say that the old man didn't give his rights to both Sack and Fallon? So Fallon waited until Sack died. Legally, at least. The time finally comes, and Fallon's like a kid on Christmas morning. He's getting ready for a show at the Sunshine Coliseum, you know. That document sees the legal light of day. It's going to put a bit of a damper on the big show. He's a sorry one, that Fallon Grammary. Lost sight his partner at work, and in love too. Love? It's the same old story, really. 2 disciples and their mentor's only daughter. One has 3 sides, and all of them pointy. A love triangle. That is pretty classic. When you're in the performing troupe, that's your world. It's like family. Home with an entire high school worth of drama, intrigue, and backstabbing. And in the middle of all this, Fresia has Trucy. Then she dies. I need to find out more about this Fresia. Well, convenient enough, we have the means. Rizal, you know this person. Do I know that person? Of course! I was friends with Sack, after all. He hit me a few times. 5 times, actually. But still, I never forget his wife. Fresia Grammary. Magnaville's Grammary's only daughter. You think you could tell me more about her? Well, why the heck not? So, Fresia married Sack and had Trucy, see? It was her second marriage, actually. You mean she was divorced? I hadn't heard this one before. Not quite. Her late husband was a performer too. Apparently, he died during some gig. Tragic, really. They had only been married 1 year. I didn't know. Ah, but she was a beauty. I still carry a portrait photo of her around, you know. I've known Trucy since she was a little thing too. He's got the better deal, really. He's got you for family, after all. What do you mean? Just reminiscing, you know. Fresia has another child besides Trucy, end quote. What? What? Yep. I wonder who we've seen that has just the bracelets. But Trucy said she was an only child. Ah, yes. This one she had with her previous husband. Her previous husband? Her first husband who died during a performance. Yep. They had themselves a kid. And they're orphan now. That's another one who slipped through the cracks. No idea where they are now. Horacia had another child? Do you think I could borrow this photo? That photo? Sure. I can be generous on occasions, you know. Horacia's photograph. Yeah. I wouldn't need this logout anymore. Better return to the Trucy before I forget. People on a fence all get tangled together and get bigger and bigger. Don't you think? I was too busy wondering about bigger to listen to what you were saying. Sometimes you just gotta accept that you won't be able to untangle it all, I think. Maybe so, but still. I have to do what I can. And I have to tell what I find to those who come next. Next, you say? I'm not the one who will close the curtain on this little play. Apparently, that's not my role anymore. Magnifico. How's that? I was just wondering what Magnifico would think of all this. What do you mean? You seen it in Trucy? He's got his power. You mean High Icon lie to Trucy? It was the same with Magnifico. And with his daughter, Horacia. It was a strange thing. You think it's some grammar gene? Magnifico told me once, back when Zack met Horacia. He says Zack had good eyes. But not like a Grammary's eyes. Not that good. I wonder if Zack ever played a game of poker with his wife. Who knows what the Grammary's secret was? Maybe nobody. Now that Zack's gone. Zack Grammarly. The plot had finally begun to reveal itself. It spread from a warp in the Grammary's fabric and grew, swallowing everything, wrapping itself around the Grammary's power. A power which passed from Magnifico Grammary to Horacia to the next generation. Alright. And I will once again need to meet the one who bridges it all together. So now we have the means to do it. So we need to return now to the Borscht Bowl Club. So used to old feelings right for some reason. Went back to old feelings right. The Grammar secret. I have to know more about this power of Trucy's. It's like she can see right into people's minds. The first time I saw her do it, it blew mine. And after you were done having your mind blown, you took her to play cards with you? Gotta use the resource of the hand, I always say. Yet, I myself have no such power. But Trucy does. Why's that? Maybe Trucy got her power from her mother, Horacia Grammarly. I will not speak of that! Horacia is officially missing, correct? I think I know why you don't want to talk about her. The three of you were a team once. Not the entire country. Not that the entire country doesn't know or I knew this. At your peak, you were the biggest star around. Yet, there's another story behind the frame. One that not many know. Horacia lost her life during a rehearsal. You found Grammary's bullet. It was an accident. It wasn't me. How could I shoot my dear Fresia? I'm sure Fallon would say the same thing. Why? It's just like another murder I might mention. Damn you! Her eyes. I love Fresia's eyes. I think they could read my mind. It was frightening. Yet there was a warmth in them that felt like an embrace. She is dead. And Magnival Grammary has joined her. So the one with her power left now is Trilogy? Mr. Sack. I do not know. I don't need any powers to see through that one, buddy. So there's someone else. Someone other than Trilogy. Someone who inherited Fresia's power. How would I know? My chances are slim. It would take a miracle to learn the truth. Maybe one has already occurred. There is someone else with that power, and they know who it is. Apollonius. This boy? His name is... I forget. Something weird. Who could he be? An attorney. Attorney? I noticed him when I went to visit a friend's law office. So, what are we to make of this, oh great ex-attorney? You came to show me the pictures of strange boys all you like. So you can show me pictures of strange boys all you like. But you can at least say something like, I'm this boy. I could have used a laugh. Perhaps you wouldn't laugh if you knew the facts. This might not be 100% proof, but it's close. There's a link between this boy and Fresia. Actually, it's more of a ring. Right? A ring? Perhaps this will refresh your memory. I just happen to have evidence showing the missing link. Actually, I know something. Your marriage to Fresia was her second. How did you know this? Her first husband, he died a year after they were wed, yes? He was a performer. They met when he joined us Grammarys as a guest on our show. After Fresia wed him, she left the troupe for a while. And you say she had a child then? I have a photograph of her here. I couldn't help notice what she was wearing when I first saw this. Those bracelets stand out. They are the Grammary's family heirloom. This boy wears a bracelet just like this one in the picture. What? So, that's why... Why what, Mr. Stack? I took this photograph of Fresia before she left us. When she returned, she wore only one bracelet. I bet I know where that other one went. She gave it to this boy. Son. Knowing the truth behind that one, it's even more heartbreaking. The strange power. I myself do not know from where it comes. Yet, the fact is that it passes down from the Grammary line. It runs in their veins. What? Isn't? I asked her, Fresia, once. This is what she told me. Her power responds to tension and others. Tension? If she were to face a person, and they become tense, even slightly, then she would know. No matter how hard they tried to hide it from her. So, she could see it? Not quite. This is the strangest part of it all. She wouldn't realize that she was subconsciously detecting this tension. Without the use of a particular object, or in her case, objects. Objects? Wait! Were those something she wore? Were they something? Yes. Her bracelets. I remember the first time I saw one of those, I felt there was more to it than just fashion. But what kind of power could a bracelet have? I have made a decision. I will tell you all I know. Consider it a gift. Alright. Well, I hardly need you to tell me at this point, but those two are brother and sister, yes. And the brother too has this power of theirs. So Trilogy has an older brother. I wonder what will come of that. Mr. Right, tonight, after our game is done, I will return to a life of hiding. I will not see her live her life without knowing. I understand. I'll tell it to him when the time is right. I'm in your debt, once again. No kidding. What I want to know is how all this got to be so messed up. Those bracelets are made of a special alloy. It is said to expand and shrink, ever slightly, in response to body warmth. So the temperature sensitive or something? Yes. This is how they can shrink to the exact size of their wearer's wrist. And this has something to do with the power? What have I told you? The Gramarye power reacts to tension in others. When a Gramarye senses tension, they too become tense. And this tension translates into minute concentration of the muscle. So minute, they cannot sense it on their own. Their muscles? Oh, so that's what the bracelets are for. For bracelet on, one could sense that contraction. The contraction. Because the bracelet is always a perfect fit. Yeah. So when the person they're watching gets tense, the bracelet feels tighter on their wrist. Precisely. But that alone doesn't really count as mind reading. I believe I understand how the process works from there. It's a simple question of eyesight. Eyesight? I guess that sounds simple enough. Have you ever heard of kinetic vision? Something about the ability to see moving objects with full clarity, right? I've heard of it before. They say a flag can see a moving ball like it was stopped, if they're focused. Oh, but it's not confined to sports alone. It all relies on the ability to focus. When we focus, we can see many things. The faintest twitch of the face, and the meaning that lies behind it. Therein lies one of the secrets of magic. One must know the mind of the crowd before one may distract it. So basically, what you're saying is, the Gramaryes can see really well. For them, seeing is more than believing, it is knowing. Their power relies on eyesight combined with exceptional focus. Things are starting to come into focus for me too. Of course, it is difficult to maintain such levels of focus for any length of time. But what if someone could tell you when to focus? Or something. Precisely. But wait! Trish doesn't have any bracelets. You're talking about poker, yes? The timing of when to focus is so elementary, she probably does it without thinking. I doubt Trish herself has realized this. That is all I know of things Gramarye. Thank you, Mr. Sack. This boy's bracelet is the real thing, and he will use it before long, thereby weakening his power. I'll keep that in mind. Well. Yep, I saw. Well, shall we play again? Ah, I've said too much. Let me say one more thing. As I said so much, let me say one more thing. I will tell you of that night. That night? The night of my mentor, Magnifical Gramarye, passed from this world to the next. There were 2 pistols and 2 letters sent. This was Magnifical's test. Test? In his last years, Magnifical Gramarye worked us to the bone. No, to the pain. But that night, I did not shoot him. So I shot the clown's forehead instead. This, it seems, was the correct answer. Take this. I give my art to you, Sack. What? It is thanks for playing along with my show. You shot well tonight, Sack. Though I would not have mine dying by your hand. How could I shoot you? You're my mentor! Ah, I thought you might say that. I went home without shooting anything. What would you have done then? Then, of course, I would have given Valent his chance. And if I had shot you in the forehead instead, then it would be over. If your Valent were to shoot me in the head, then I to the darkness would go, and my art with me. Fitting end, don't you think? Ah! Yet this ending too gives me no cause for regret. I thank you, Sack. And I am sorry. I've done much that was wrong in my day. It seems to me that Magnifo wanted you to be his successor all along. That's why the time he gave you was earlier than Valent's. Perhaps, but it is not something we will ever know, that's for sure. I wonder, what is Valent up to these days? Waiting for you to die. If 7 years pass like this, the performance rights go to him. Ah. And now here I am. And his dream is ended. It's worse than that, actually. Public opinion is a flicker thing, you know. What? You don't mean to tell me they've put the blame on Armander's death on him? The trial ended when you vanished, Mr. Sack. There were even rumors that Valent had helped you pull it off. But that's madness! Well, it seems that before I can once again disappear from this world, I have one more act to perform. Isn't it odd that sorting out my life should prove so complicated? Even though I'm dead. That night, Sack Grummery was killed. He died as Shady Smith, a mysterious traveler with a secret past. But he left one thing behind before he parted. This. His confession, used as I saw fit. To whom it may concern, 7 years passed, I, Sack Grummery, murdered my mentor, Magnifo Grummery. I apologize for the trouble caused by my sudden departure from court, and hereby confess to my crime. Sack Grummery. Of course, he killed no one. This is his way of tying up loose ends with his old partner, Valent Grummery. Sack's confession added to the court record. Let's move. I don't think we can do much of the solitaire style yet, so let's go to the Sunshine Coliseum. Present day, Sunshine Coliseum. Well, this is a blast from the distant past. Long time no see, Mr. Valent. 7 years has it been? Frankly, I didn't think I'd ever see you again. Actually, I came because there's something I wanted to ask you. I've spoken to the press. I've nothing more to say. I've spoken to a lot of people myself, and came to some conclusion. Then I realized I need to hear from you. I have walked a difficult road these past 7 years because you couldn't perform Magnifo's repertoire. Do not be deceived! Valent's skill is the real deal. I didn't require my mentor's hand-me-downs. No, it was my partner who slowed me on my way. Sack Grummery? His rather well-performed disappearing act 7 years ago was the end. Or so I thought. Sakurai murdered our mentor and fled to escape punishment for his crime. You said something to that effect 7 years ago, didn't you? I remember it as if it were only yesterday. Yet, that was not the way of it in the end. For while he vanished, the suspicions upon my own person never did. His partner Sack vanished to protect them. That's what those thieving magpies of the press said. I had no idea. Yet that very same press comes to me now, feigning ignorance. They cover the greatest magic of shown history as if we're a symbol found. Well, they found distraction. Right, be back, Zach. I heard door, so we'll be back in a sec. Never mind. And here must I stand, smiling at them all. What am I, if not a player in some fiendish farce? Might I suggest it's because you never made it clear what happened? Magniful's death is still a mystery to this day. Which is why I came here to get the answer from you. I knew I was seeing these sooner or later. The audience has no business stepping upon the stage. They must be content to sit and stare at the spotlight. That sounds an awful lot like something I heard 7 years ago. Alright. Magniful's death. Ask what you will, you'll get nothing from me. I'm as much a part of this affair as you are now. I have to know what happened. For 7 long years, I have endured. Now, finally, the curtains lift up on my new golden age. All the miracles of our troupe within my grasp. Sorry to this, Talent. But right now, I need answers. I think I'll start by dropping a bomb. That should shake things up. Talent, I wouldn't be so sure about those miracles. Not as long as I have this. And what might that be? I see it bears the Gramarye seal. I should have brought this to your attention sooner. But I didn't imagine you'd be planning your comeback quite so fast. What is this? A document showing the true recipient of the performance rights to Magniful's miracle. What? Zach Gramarye? He wrote this? What? He passed everything to his daughter? Tracy Nigmar, actually. She's officially my daughter these days. Preposterous! Zach is gone! Vanished into the void! This is the genuine article. Zach was alive when he wrote this. Both myself and the notary can testify to this. What? Why does fate toy with me so? Why must my life be lived from all to the end, to the dead? Sorry. You're not the only one with that problem. But he shot Magniful. Yes, it was Zack. It was. Hey, I didn't say it this time. And then he left. My career as a magician fell into darkness. Did you think there might be some way out of it? Say, if you could prove Zack Gramarye shot Magniful? Was that why you testified? Yes, my way out. It should have been my way out. Well, it might not be too late, Mr. Falland. All you need a way to prove your case. Is a way to prove your case. You really shot Magniful Gramarye. I believe I have the answer to your prayers right here. Zack Gramarye wrote one more thing before passing on. But this is a confession! In which he admitted to the killing of Magniful Gramarye. See? All according to your plan. I am a magician by trade. Deception is my life's work. I fooled the audience, give them a fleeting dream. Yet, it seems the tables have turned. Now I am the audience, believing in the deception I have wrought upon myself. Zack wrote this right in front of me. After I explained your situation to him. Alakasome! You do know that this confession is nothing but lies. Yes, in my opinion, that Zack Ramry killed no one. And you must be thinking the truth is a simple matter of elimination. Two received instructions to kill, but if one is innocent, then the one who remains is guilty. That would be the logical conclusion, yes. Will he finally to protect me, his partner? A sterling tale, 'tis true. Did you shoot Magnifil Grammary in the forehead? If I had, and I told you, what would you do? Run to the police perchance? Do as you will, there is nothing left for me now. It is true, after all. I have little talent. I needed my mentor's Magnifil's repertoire. It was as if a little demon grabbed hold of me. I knew it. So Fallon Montgomery did kill the great Magnifil. So sorry, Mr. Wright. But it was not I who shot my mentor. What? But if it wasn't you, then who was it? There wasn't another disciple, was there? Another disciple? Such as... I don't know. Knack and Talon Grammary, maybe? Your wild fantasies couldn't be further from the truth. Only second felons received those threatening letters. But there was another. One more person who could have fired that pistol that night. I don't suppose you figured it out by now. If it wasn't Zack Fallon who shot Magnifil, and it has to be the only other person at the scene. Which means... Wait! You don't mean... Yes, the great Magnifil Grammary himself. So Magnifil Grammary committed suicide? You find it hard to believe? To be honest, I haven't even imagined this as a possibility. When I arrived that night, the old man was still alive. He appeared to be asleep. I could not shoot him. But when I turned and made to leave the room, the old man called out to me. So you spoke with Magnifil Grammary? Yes, and this is why I knew what he had done. Magnifil transferred his rights to his repertoire to my partner, Zack Grammary, not me. You see. And I guess I owe you an apology. I almost thought you were the one who did it. You owe me no apology. Huh? My crime was, in a way, more serious than that of murder. What? Your crime? Is Fallon Grammary confessing something to me? What could be more serious than murder? You see, I knew that 2 letters had been sent. There are no secrets between partners. It was easy to find out. That was when I understood Magnifil's plan. He wanted it to die by one of your hands? Little did I expect it had anything to do with the rights to his repertoire. That was when I heard it. The little demon whispering inside my heart. Demon? Let me confess. I had intended to shoot Magnifil. And I planned on freeing my partner for the crime. What? That night, I prepared something before going to Magnifil's hospital room. Which was... IV fluid, of course. I've seen it on an earlier visit. If Zack did not shoot, I would do the deed. Then, I would use the IV liquid to place the murder on his hands. That was my plan. But you didn't shoot him. I could not. The demon in my heart fled when the moment came. But then Magniful called me back. I am sorry, Fallen. I am giving my magic to Zack, not you. You still lack the draw he has. Please help him if you can. I left the room. And then I stopped. Shock of what I had just been told consumed me. That is when I heard the fateful gunshot. Magniful Grammary killing himself. Then the demon awoke anew within me. Zack killed him. He was the one. Frame him, and the magic will be yours. I altered the scene of his suicide. I took the pistol from his hand, wiped off the prints, and I used a syringe to add IV liquid I brought. So in the end, things happened pretty much as planned. Magniful died, and you framed Zack for his murder. As planned, indeed. Of course, the outcome was somewhat different than I had anticipated. Well, what do you think? Do you believe my story? Can it be believed truly? That was 7 years ago. I don't know what to believe, but... Yes? I'm glad I heard it from you, Mr. Falland. Thank you. It is I who should be thanking you, Mr. Wright. Only when I had lost everything could I make my decision. You're going to turn yourself in? My partner may have vanished, but not so my guilt. And as my guilt stays, all else begins to leave me. My friends, my performance rights, my magic. I've had enough of vanishing acts. I understand. But my life was ruled by a dead man. But I find I was wrong. For Zack Grammary was alive. Well, not anymore. And now it had occurred to me. What if he was not the only one who survived? What do you mean? You see, now that I think about it, I realize that we never saw proof of her demise. We never saw her body. Huh? Her? The mind races and the mouth flaps on. My apologies. Forget this matter. I can only hope that the day will come when I meet my partner, Zack Grammary. Then, I shall apologize for my terrible mistake. I'm glad we had this chance to talk. Thank you. Anyway, Zack Grammary, Shy Smith. Whichever name you prefer, he is no longer with us. The truth revealed in that trial was only a silver. And the impenetrable darkness that remained had taken another life. I knew what I had to do to push back the darkness for good. And it would involve paying that man a visit. Okay. Sorry, sir. Prisoner Christoph Galvin is currently occupied. I say. Do you know when he'll be finished? Well... Could you go find out? Certainly, sir. Please wait here for a moment. My apologies to the guard. But there's something I need to see. There it is, the yellow envelope. And the sender is... Gary Measham? I was right! When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter. But he quickly sealed the envelope. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. Yep. This is the last letter that Dream Mission wrote. And there's something I need to do. The last thing I need to do, in fact. Here goes. Let's see if this aquamarine spray finds anything. Yeah, what do you know? Yep, what do you know? So this is Dream Mission's messenger of death. It was the stamp, alright. No mistaking it. And this last letter was sent to Christoph Gavin. The interview request came like you said it would. And they're looking into the case. I swear on my life I won't tell about you. So please, release the spell you put on my daughter. I'll write later with a report. Gotcha! That information added to the court record. Finally, decisive evidence! What's this? A burglar in jail. Gavin! I didn't know you moonlighted in larceny, right? Gavin, there's something I have to ask you. Can I steal your stuff? The answer is no. My apologies. But there's not much I care to discuss. Fair Mission hasn't received her verdict yet. You follow me, Gavin. There is no known survivors of aquamarine poisoning. But it never hurts to hope. Okay, I'll be leaving now then. Right, wait. Yeah, Gavin? Would you mind leaving that letter? It's private. Oh, sorry. Forgot I had. Many thanks. The beanie. We've now seen all the clues in this case. Clues I've gathered over 7 long years. Yeah. Now it's time. Every story has an ending. We've come to the final chapter. The final trial. Find the truth. You're the only one who can. I mean, you might as well. It's the ending part now. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Fair Mission, guilty, innocent, or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Operations complete. Something inside me. Rising, surfacing. Something important, lost long ago. It's close now. So close. October 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Fair Mission. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution ready to rock. Mr. Gavin, how was the defense Fair Mission condition? Acute aquamarine poisoning, according to her physician. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here? is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they'll risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can cause only grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtains all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well, your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin? The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Measham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. Objection! But Vera was poisoned with acrochlorine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have our verdict. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, you have no objections. I see no reason to prolong the verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense shows that Vera Measham is the victim of, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court, giving her testimony before us. I to propose her killer poisoned her. Oh, and incidentally, it would be so nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. Prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claim to this court. Tell us how Vera Measham was poisoned. I've got two things to prove here. Who did it, and how. Which hits first? We'll show the how, and then we'll do the who. How did the killer poison Vera Measham? I will focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle or container of poison. The poison was found on the defendant's body. See? So the vector of poison then is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Measham? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Measham? I apologize. What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle! I'd like to give whoever designed it a hand. Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ah! Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. The killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it. As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any woman with red nails? My wife has red nails. I see. So she's been painting them all this time. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court? Court is now back in session. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera becomes nervous, she has a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ah! Prosecutor Gavin? When the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Bailiff! Have them check the defendant's nails at once! Mr. Justice? Yes? You know who did this? You know who put the poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Fair Mission. Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. Mr. Justice, you're about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please suspend and spit the chowder. You realize the weight of this accusation? Here, let me show you. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. And let us ask, who poisoned Fairy Machine with the nail polish? Kristoff. Yep. What's this? Kristoff Gavin? Objection! What's your game? My bro? There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed? He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourself when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Kristoff Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It was simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Kristoff Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconvenient at all. No, Prosecutor Gavin? You feel there is a clear and pressing need? And we may have to summon Kristoff Gavin from jail as a special witness. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurks at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay. The defense is granted. Let prisoner Kristoff Gavin take the stand! Enough! Begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Kristoff Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Ah, Your Honor. How nice to see you again. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Kristoff Gavin. Ah, Mr. Justice. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Why do I feel like somehow he's still my boss? Stiff upper lip, Apollo! You can do it! Does this bottle look familiar? Ariadne nail polish. Why yes, I use it myself. As did the lit defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet! And? Was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit, I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste, indeed. This nail polish was high Fair Mission was poison! Acrocorin, was it? I'm well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin! Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Cliver, maybe you can explain this? You're being accused again. By him. Again. Ah, and you agree with this accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? Kristoff Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspect of suspected of poisoning the defendant fair mission. Please testify on this matter to the court. Poisoning Fira. Owing the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How can I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father, then attempted to poison herself. Surely, you're not going to suggest I am responsible for poisoning her father, too. Well, I'm afraid the defense claims sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the missions. It's not so, Mr. Justice. Very well, Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. Accusing Crystal Gavin, my ex-boss. I know he poisoned the missions. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? We'll sort of do the press. And yes, I do see that we can perceive. We'll do it, still do this though. Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ardonnay is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantities. And you and Fira just happen to both use it? That can't be a coincidence! Objection! I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Huh? It's simple. Ardonnay is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? Then, if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it. That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings towards my brand named Gravel here. I was a bronze? And my silk top hat. Are we all done showing off our refined tastes? Please continue with your tasteful testimony. Can't you still make contact with the outside world in solitary? Objection! Ah, so you had an accomplice on the outside. Is this your latest accusation? I am allowed a certain modicum of letter writing. Objection! But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hip request. Roger Gavin's on the warpath, isn't he? Yeah, I think so too, Trissy. I bet I know why. He must be nervous with his big brother watching. And why? And maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue? Yes. Yes, he did. The defendant is not dead yet! There are no known cases of someone surviving the aquamarine poisoning. You seem to know a lot about aquamarine. I know a lot about a lot of things. Which is why I suggest we pick up the pace. Or else, you'll be short one defendant for what she's worth. What's more refrain from speaking ill of the... Ew! My apologies. Shall I continue? Farah had no reason to want to commit suicide. And also, who commits suicide by doing her nails? Objection! The answer is quite simple, basically. Allow me to explain, beginning with, why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? This, too, is simple. She could die doing something that she liked. Something that she liked? When she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further? I believe that's clear enough. Crystal clear. Wow, the two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team. They could use a little more teamwork, though.
Hold it!
Both Fair and Mr. Mishin were poisoned with aquamarine. That really can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
Okay. The defense is repeating Balkasian statements based on conjecture. The prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof of the witness's crime. Okay. Objection sustained. The defense will please present concrete proof. Does Prosecutor Gavin seem strange to you, too? It's like he's all grown up. I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. Though he is acting different than usual. I bet it has a lot to do with his brother Kristoff being in the room. Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo. Right. Quick and painless. My wrist issue did the trick. Okay. And question my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. I'm sure I'll be able to see something, as long as I focus. Wait up, this is almost a plain giveaway.
Gotcha!
It was you who killed Drew Mission. A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Right. Oh, really? Did you see? I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally, and the little devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Mission found at nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison them on. You don't need nail polish to get to someone. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. See, Drew Mission was killed on October 6th. While I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is. You found a way, all the same. And I found it too. This is how you poison Drew Mission.
Take that!
I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Mission died, he was seen writing a letter. Aquamarine was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes. This stamp was found in your prison cell! That is all, Your Honor. Order! Poisoned on the back of that stamp? After Drew Mission was killed, someone paid a visit to his witness cell. Sorry. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Mission write you a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My. You have upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spark Bruchel's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Mishim sat there searching his desk for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote. He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was a mere coincidence that he used it that night. I would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I somehow manipulated coincidence? He does have a point. How would this witness know what the victim was going to use that stamp? About that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Really, Cliver? You should be seeing through this weak-spined bluff by now. He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Mishim would use that stamp at night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in the cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say. You assumed he had something to say in the first place? I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christoph. Cliver? Honestly, I want to believe you. But the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph! What are you saying? Professor Gavin? Head or forehead? What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that. This poison stamp killed Drew Musim, yeah? To my brother's response dustily, to which my brother responded dustily. There was no way to know when Mr. Mishim would use this stamp. Yes, that's right! Which is why it couldn't have been planned. Yep. Tell me, it needed to be planned? Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? It have been a coincidence. The defense case is simply that Drew Mishim died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence? Christoph, he tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Cliver? I can ask you the same question, Christoph. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. But Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall take his claim head on then. Justice? What? You accuse me of Drew Mishim's murder, yes? Then, allow me to ask you. What possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Hello? Motive? He's talking about a motive! We're saving. Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now I hear something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder? This is a final, if not most final element in the case. Please consider this when making your statement. I say about this vital. That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice, going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. And let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Mishim? Well then, this envelope. Charles Gavin's motive has become clear when we consider why the stamp came to Dream Machine Studio in the first place. And why is that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Dream Machine accepted his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, was it? Magdavel's Gramarye's diary? When attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes? This was the evidence he presented to his loss. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery that be me in? That was never proven!
Objection!
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Dream Machine by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poisoned commemorable stamp. Dream Machine drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to risk everything and anyone with connection to the forgery. He pimped them from talking! But he made a mistake. The stamp was a picture of my favorite magicians, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. Poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Head forehead. Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed out the forged diary page and the one who poisoned the stamp? And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago? Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Dream Machine was none other than Phoenix Wright!
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh? Then how will it go down? I checked through the records of this on that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy. Here. What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. And one more thing. I'm sorry to have spurred this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand that I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards. And that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now, here's a question. Just who was Shadi Enigma's previous defense attorney? No. This can't all be... But it is all true. There was another man. A defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you! Christoph Gavin! Order! 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 What is the meaning of this? With this, I mean, defendant, former lawyer? The judge is just trying to figure out what to go here. Let me begin by denying this.
Objection!
It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin. And impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly do you intend to prove Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield.
Objection!
Head forehead. Are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Crystal Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago? Fiver. Just prove it. Clear up these doubts now, or I swear, I'm off this case. You must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. The darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him. On purpose, the only way I can. What proof proves Crystal Gavin linked to Drew Measham? Well, Mr. Justice? You claim Crystal Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Measham 7 years ago? Prove it! It can't be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not...
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? You son of a bitch. I haven't given the penalty like that in a long time. One dude from us did just that. A very long time ago in this game. Well, Mr. Justice? Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. Something that ties Crystal to Drew Measham. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Measham. Wrong way.
Take that!
This one. This evidence proves there's a link.
Objection!
That scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. Is there some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey! That's Daddy's handwriting! Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell. Except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cursed with his bad forging habit. Well, it is forgery. It's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Crystal Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin. and the contents of your personal meal. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence is based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happened to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgment at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in the court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Oh, it's called Ladder from Mr. Right now. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something! I'm thinking, but evidence? I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well, this ends the special... So with this cross-examination...
Objection!
The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Officer Gavin? Oh, it's over. It's over, but not for us. Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years. And I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now it's our chance. Let's clean up the family closet, eh, Christoph? Cliver, spitting out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you regret. Spitting out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you've built. Your reputation as a prosecutor, your fame with your masses. You could lose it all, Cliver. Hello? Did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me, head forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Head-right? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I watched the video several times. You didn't find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. And the next moment, you called in Drew Measham. It was almost as if... Almost as if what? Funny. It didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Oh! Correct. I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, James Wright would eventually come up with the forged diary page. Don't do this, Cliver. I knew because you told me, Christoph! One! It was the night before the trial. Cliver. Christoph? I was seeing you in the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. Ah, I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you in your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who will be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much? Oscar Gavin? Christoph? We were supposed to face each other in that trial. A fair fight. Brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case! The victim's belongings? Which would have included Magnapil's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin! My, Cliver. You disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial. Why not? I achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Hello? I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black body of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Grammary. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough! You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. I'll go. Be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. That I used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching his points or his cards, or the cards. He was watching the man behind the cards, Christoph Gavin. I couldn't believe it. And he's right. A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went with a pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So, the one who requested that forgery was... Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is... Those 2 men shamed me, and I could not forget that. Being Shrine and Zach Grammary both deserve what they got. So you asked Mr. Meacham to force that evidence so you could win? But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Grammy's attorney, you used your forced evidence as a trap. You had me information about the forgery you made. Then you give me your diary... Then you give your dirty evidence to him? You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined had come to pass. Everything went perfectly. Just straight up admits! Incredible! I wasn't laughing. I'd weep. Oscar Gavin? perfectly? You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Cliver? Tell me, how did that trial end? Cancelled! When the defendant finished! Ah, I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years! What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed, and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance? So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years! You know, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said, every day, for 7 years. But I felt it too. Journalist sure he is being watched, end quote. Don't you wonder why Scarlet got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me? Wait a minute, just a minute. Scarlet was seen by this reporter? How was that possible? Was he alive after being gone for 7 years? Yes. Finally! I knew this moment was coming. Just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Gramery, gone missing for 7 years. Tracy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him! Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Crystal Gavin was charged with the murdering of a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Charlie Smith, was it? Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant? Tragic. That if details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveler was Zach Gramery. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going! We'll talk about it later. Did she already know? Someone please explain this! Mr. Justice, can you explain this? It all started 7 years ago. The great magician, Magnaville Gramery's death started it. Magnaville Gramery's death and the student, Zach Gramery, the suspect. Ever defend a Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking about that, Christoph did the unthinkable. Yeah. He forced evidence. Drew Measham. Actually, it was his daughter, Farah, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Galvin? Cautions? You keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and they'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning of the forgers. Atrochlorine. Applied to a commemorative stamp. But, luck was on Mr. Meacham's side. The bomb didn't go off. Stole her. She said that by taking the stamp, I see. But that wasn't the only bomb he set up. The say nail polish. Of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Measham is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Oh! That nail polish was her good luck charm. She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refused to leave the house. That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me. Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. She wouldn't tell me what it was. It was from that client. The one who wanted that note made. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger there. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest. His time bomb sat there for 7 years. And then, they went off almost simultaneously. If you're finished. Okay, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. Mr. Garvin! Have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I've listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Fiver, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves a link between him and the acrocorine that took Drew Mission's life.
Objection!
What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Grummery to keep him from talking. I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shally Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew that he was that particular fugitive.
Objection!
Okay, then why did you kill him? I plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Farah Mishim, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial has been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. The court concurs with the witness. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Farah Mishim who was on trial here? No! But you were doing so well, Apollo! As long as there's no evidence to support the accusation against him, this court's of inquiry cannot find Farah Mishim innocent.
Objection!
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you? Let's assume there was poison in this nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Farah Mishim to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me. I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you. What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor! Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Cliver? Unfortunately, yes, Christoph, you're right. That is, you would be right. Until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial for the new judicial system. That's right! I'd totally forgotten! The Juris system! Juris, you say? The current judicial system is being deemed too close off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to mindless, emotionless mob with irrational mouth breathers? Common citizens have something called common sense! Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense! There's only room for two in this court. Me and the law. Keep the riffraffs out, or I say. They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera. How can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Yeah, Phoenix Wright. So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right. 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 Right! I can't do this song for him, but... I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law's everything. Law's absolute. You let ignorant swine soil your courts. Pissed off? It's over. Ivor? The law's absolute? You can't be serious. What? Yep. Aw, I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. The law is the end produce of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we received and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing, nurturing. It is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't changing. You stopped. You're not needed anymore. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday, I'll know what law is. I'll fight the change if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as a trial of Fair Misham, accused of murdering her father. The painter True Misham, however, several other incidents were reviewed, and we've seen to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurors of the court, for the death of True Misham, how do you find the defendant, Fair Misham? Innocent or guilty? Turn to you to consider this matter. So before we do this, I'm going to save. Because we have to do both halves for reasons. October 9th, 12:30 p.m., Juris Chamber. I can't save. Oh shoot, this stands a trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. And Fair Misham is currently in intensive care. If the decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. Factor and false is simple. The defendant poisoned her father at night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Misham's death? Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decision. That is all. Please. Wait. Yes, jurors number 6? There's something in the jurors handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurors. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? I see. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdict. Make your decision in the case against fair mission. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely, judge well. So yeah, we're going... I can't say, which is unfortunate. But for this one, I am going to say guilty, but we're going to quickly go back to this. So for now, we will... Then we're going back through this quickly to the actual ending because there's a trophy involved in this one. So the verdict was released on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. First verdict under the jury system. A hung jury. The final verdict would have been the wit for the following. Yep. But fate had different plans. That night, the fair mission's condition worsened. Died in her hospital bed. The verdict was postponed for eternity. I had to do it. At least to get this one. But... Oh, no. Thankfully, we can just go right to the end. We can just do... Oh, the autosave! The autosave saves us! Thank goodness! Thank you, autosave! You saved this run! Alright. So now we'll do the actual right verdict. I've always showed off. Yeah. So that essentially reveals that La Meilleure is Frazier Grammary. Remember, she at this point is La Meilleure. She's not Frazier Grammary. In other words, she's not part of the case in any way, shape, or form. Well, still search love, never mind. But we still needed to do it, so... I still had to do it regardless. So the verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jury system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the calls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 10 a.m., the morning after the trial, in the intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Animation opened her eyes. October 10th, 10:12 a.m., Hickfield Clinic. I'm so glad. Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too. I'm proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about welfare, Hey, now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. Vera? Thank you so much, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have bitten your nails. No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world. To see things with your own eyes. It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was bring Farah back from life. I knew you'd pull furry, Farah! I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time! Your future! I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Oh, look! It's me! I love it! Thanks! Is that me? She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy? Daddy's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no! That's not what I mean, man. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away for the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eye someday and apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean the stack of those? Mr. Right finished watching them all? You know, I knew my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. You did what? Hi? I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away. We may not meet again for some time, Trilogy. Know this, I will be watching. One day, I shall return. You're the next Scrammery after all. Oh, Trilogy. In the end, we can keep that promise. Goody. It's okay. He's just my daddy now. Even he can't really play the piano. That he can't. Oh, and I've got you too. Even if your voice is kinda loud sometimes. Glad I made your list. Hey, come on, come to think of it. Where is Daddy? The one who can't play? Do you know Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy? Oh, Trilogy? Yes, Farah? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here goes! Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection! Not loud enough. And I like Miss Magic Underwear better anyway. That's magic panties, Apollo! So, your memories returned? Mr. Wright? Was this all a part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lamiar. But you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists. Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that you regained your memory. That regaining your memory would make you happy. Of course, it is a happy thing. For so long, I thought I was alone. But now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, I think, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings. I will go to them when the time is right. Until then, don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. And your bracelets were the strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago in Crystal Scabbin's office. And then I met you. Two fates destined to intertwine. And I was stirred when they crossed. I'll never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet. Yet it tore who I was away. "10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died. But I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left my troupe, my family. Now, my memory has returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I'm glad to be alive, Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles, Baramation regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange thing, yet sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily. Really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story. For now, anyway. I've still got a long ways to go. This power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We've lost it, so am I. We found it again. That's why people are smart in the game. Hope. Yeah. I think I'll keep it this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Short steel, here comes justice. Okay. So yeah, that now officially finishes Apollo Justice. So going back through this is all of them. I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troupe Grammary. Tracy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy. Tracy Grammary? Frankly, I've got my doubts, but that Grammary, I'll pack him in. But yeah, going for the cases again. Nice, it's a nice little refresher for me. So I definitely think both Turnabout Trump and Succession were just really good. It's not every day you get a trial that rocked harder than one of our gigs, yeah? That's why it's over. The Gobliniers are breaking up. The news came and run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide, causing a run on tissues. You're a real star now. I look forward to our next jam session. Turnabout Corners is fine. In terms of Serenade, it's pretty okay. I think one of the biggest drawbacks to the case is constant flashbacks to the same thing so quickly. But not too bad, so you know. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Had everything sorted, and I've got time on my hands. Maybe I'll take some lessons, or maybe I'll take the bar some again. Yeah, things is definitely much more hidden, secret and stuff this time around, which would make sense. It's a potential long story to it. Alright, this is the first of the trilogy, so there's 2 more games. And they would be a complete change to the format of the game in some ways. So, I was standing around in Stackaroos the other day, when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could argue the crunch, or better yet, make them... the power science, although the projection may not be 100% safe. Yeah. It's also nice to rehear the music again. Yeah. And only thanks you're wanting Russian finish, come to Borscht Bowl Club. Anything colder than restaurant is boorish. But if greater challenge is being required, then come to the hideout. You know who they ask for. So yeah, so The clans, Farah and Phoenix are probably the better two. Dude's name, get it. I'm Machi, the other one. Weird one, but eh. So, Pentecost Path Histories is getting back to its eastern roots. Spread culture and all. Yo boss, culture time! This is how we write root, capiche? But we still start getting back to the people. Yo boss, PR time! And this is how you write people, alright? Now that Walkie's paying any attention, kids, that's Walkie right. So would I say that? I at least said the next game was definitely a big shape up, but sorry, Chinese characters on kicks are to fly. To fly any near like 300 views in your room. Man, you want to make it today? You gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker for real. No, it don't look like no. I know it doesn't look like. What do you want me to do? You're not get rid. Yeah. I don't know where all this talk about food is coming from. You ask me, there's only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever! Got a new one too. See, this time, I'll just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Why pretend? This noodles is all about salt. Salt forever! Why don't you point out that on the original DSi ones more, they used old Phoenix's voice clips? No, from the trilogy and whatnot. Obviously, one of the new ones. My exceptional inquisitive nature has won me an unequivocal adoration in my department. You see, he used to call me Wesley Stickler, and Wesley Sticker Hat on. No longer, I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic feature. Wesley Sicko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I'm the cure. But the concept of a weird one. This one. Not like the extent of being the original trilogy was, but it was their bed. Some are on down the earth, some aren't. And it's clever. I mean, he's different. He's a different prosecutor from what you're used to seeing. So I can't go into detail with the other two. I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life, and with it joy. I may have fallen serious, but I've yet a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will figure them when I write my next song. Push here, back on the beat with the energy. Eh? How did I feel about things tonight? No scoop yet, but journalists confident in mint condition. End quote! Not the way we wanted to have that picture. I've decided to keep painting. Originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door's open. The world is waiting. Thank you. Yeah. Look at the end picture. Very nice portrait of the pair does. And yep, with that, we're finished with a poll. I think with the result roll. Oh, cool! Unlock the special bonus in the music. Oh, nice little artwork. I like it. With that, we are now done with Apollo Justice. There's nothing left to do. Next time, we're going to dual that. We're going into the next game. Hello, boy, I would. It's the first. They do figure out how to kick it off. All right. With that being said, I'll see you next time. Though we'll probably be on a Friday if we finish things up quick enough. But I'll see you next time. So yeah, no, hope you have a good day and a good week. Bye.